Dear viewers, welcome to Let's Fix It on Munjang TV. If you're new to the program, Let's Fix It is a program tilted towards African development. So, the main objective of this program is to engage young, talented, visionary, and patriotic Africans into constructive discussions with the purpose of proposing solutions to some of the problems actually hindering the development of Africa. So, on our program today, we are going to be talking on a very important and sensitive topic, that is the LGBTQ, which stands for lesbianism, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning. And on our program, we have a very special guest. He is not actually new to Munjang TV because he usually presents the weekly meditation every Wednesday as from 5 p.m. So, Brother Emmanuel, you are welcome once again to Munjang TV.
Thank you very much.
So how are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
No, I'm doing great, thank you. So let's go directly into business. So talking about LGBTQ, so what is your view about this issue or topic?
Okay, for me, I think that these are our brothers and sisters in our society who have an abnormal condition, and I think that instead of us to normalize this condition, we should rather love them and also find a way to help them so that they can be relieved from this kind of abnormalities. Yeah.
Wow. Throughout, I mean, there is one word you kept on emphasizing on, that is abnormality. So why do you think this condition is abnormal?
Yeah, it is abnormal because when a man wants to marry the fellow man, it is ununderstandable. And also for a man to say, I want to have a sexual intercourse through your anus, it doesn't make sense, because in our basic science, we were told that we have sex organs and also the excretory organs. And we were told that anus wasn't part of the sex organs. And it's true that it's not part of sex organs because, the sex organs, they produce some liquid substances that support or that aid in sex. So the anus doesn't produce this. So it means that the anus is not designed for sex. So if someone says, okay, I want to have sex through the anus, or then it doesn't make sense. So it's abnormal. And also even in our basic physics, you see the word lipose, what attract, the unlike post or repel. And major machines that operate in our industries function under this principle. The light post repels and what unlike posts attract. So when the light posts are not attracting, even our industries are going to collapse, because they are so this abnormal condition.
So I think you're referring to the African society as the industry, and then we, the citizens in the different countries in Africa, as the poles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when you see a woman, you're attracted, and then
I like that. So talking about LGBTQ, I mean, like you rightly said, it is abnormal, but I think looking at the issue again, they are human beings, and as humans, we have rights. Don't you think they have rights to practice whatever they choose to, whether to have sex via the anus, or whether to get married to a man, or don't you think they have rights to do that?
Yeah, I think that all of us have a right, and they have a right to do whatever you want to do, but there is also a limit to your right, because for me, I'm a Christian and I believe in God, so I know that God gave us freedom, but with the freedom that God gave us, He gave us also a boundary to our freedom. Some those who don't believe in God, they say nature. So they can say nature also has a boundary. So even though I have a right to do whatever I want to do, but I cannot say I'm going to build my house in the sea. Even if you look at my hair, if you look at my hair, you see that there's a boundary. So the hair cannot exceed. The sea has a boundary. That's why it will flow, but there's a boundary. So as soon as the sea crosses the boundary, then we see there's a problem, there's abnormality. That's why we have this kind of a tsunami, tornadoes. When the sea crosses the boundary, then there's a problem. So all of us have the freedom, all of us have the right, but the right, it should be guided. There should be a line. Yeah, so there should be a line. So it's not that everybody has the right, so you can do whatever you want to do. Because now the criminal, those robbers will say, I have a right to kill, I have a right to
Yeah,
do
I
whatever
have
I
the
want to
right
do.
to, yeah.
So everybody will say, I have a right. The one who want to have sex with children say, I have a right. The one who want to have sex with animals say, I have a right. The one who says, I want to marry 10,000 women or men, they have the right. So everyone has a right. So the right, there should be a boundary. There should be a limit to the right and what you cannot do. Yeah, because they say that what culture is dynamic.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's dynamic. So yes, I believe that as our society is developing, we need to change some kind of some cultural practices and other things in the society. But there are some fundamental things that we cannot change.
Just talking about that. So don't you think these practices actually help in birth control? I mean, like a man getting married to a man or a woman getting married to a woman and then having to adopt a child. I think it's beneficial to the society.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is not even those people who are practicing this. Their main purpose is not to control birth, but their main purpose is to just satisfy their desire because they just have a strong affection for the opposite sex, for the same sex. So it's not about the birth control, because if it's about birth control, we have other methods. We have other methods, because talking about this gay and lesbian and other things, it's about the consequence also. So aside about the spiritual other side also, it's about the effect on our system. That's why beginner said we should love them, because it is so dangerous, because the effect they will to have on them. Because for instance, the anus was not designed for this. To not design for this, and for that reason, the anus is directly linked to to your intestines. Because as you eat and everything, blah blah blah, then you just have to pass through there and comes out. So just imagine that a man penetrating through your anus. When the man penetrates to your anus, and if the man's manhood is big, it can even enter your intestines, which is so dangerous, and we have many people who have suffered injury because of this kind of thing. Many people, I know some men who wear pampers because everything has been destroyed. In Ghana,
so you say it's leaking.
Yeah, it's seriously. Yeah. There was this woman on radio in Ghana, and she said, even her case was even very sad, because she was married to a man, and this man one day just said, no, I am not interested having sex with your normal way, with your vagina. I want to have it through your anus. And the woman was like, I want to keep my marriage, and she allowed the man to do this thing to her. And now, do you know what happened? Now the man has been using the woman's anus for sex, and now the man dumped the woman, and the woman came on radio, and this woman cannot sit. She cannot sit even to talk, because her anus has been destroyed. She cannot sit down to talk. It was so sad, and she wore pampers. So and this is the effect.
It's really,
so it's the effect. So it's not about even birth control. It's about the effect. So if we're going to legalize this in our society, we need to start producing pampers in our country. It's so funny. But
it's an economic boost for those producing pampers.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. So it's so sad that when some people are pushing that this thing should be allowed, this thing should be allowed in a society, and then they are making noise of this. Sometimes I think that these people are just agents of demons, because why should you have satisfaction in an anus? It is wickedness, because when they see people going through pain, that's where they get that satisfaction. So then when let me penetrate through your anus, feel the pain, and I am happy. If not, what will make you happy? What will attract you? If there's a natural way there, you say, I don't want it. I want the anus, which was not designed. It doesn't make sense to me. So it is not about birth control. It's not about whatever. It's about some people who are having issues with their mind, that they have issues, and then they need to be loved, and we need to help them.
Yeah.
we need to love them, but we cannot allow these things in our society because it's so dangerous. The effect on our society is huge. Many people are going to get injured. Yes, some are saying okay, they can use oil to oil the
Like
animals,
lubricants,
lubricant, other things,
yeah.
blah blah. But okay, if we legalize this in our society, look at our mothers who live, our uncles who live in a village where they cannot afford to buy these things. So how are they going to do it? Because they heard this on radio that it is allowed, we can have sex with animals, and then they don't have it. So they're going to do these things without lubricants.
Or they might even use the wrong lubricants even.
Yeah,
for sure.
and also it's very dangerous. It is easy for someone to get HIV transmission is high when you practice this in that even normal way, because you can easily, the animals can easily thaw because of the friction, and a person can get injured, and the contact is very easily as compared to natural way. So this is not normal. This is something that we should not accept in our society, because this is not us. This is not our culture. This is something different. So if somebody is bringing something good to us, yeah, they should that. When we say culture should change, yes, culture is dynamic. Okay, yes, we need to change some aspect of our lives. But when people are talking about change, ask them what type of change do they want? Because when you change from bad to good, it's a change. And when I change from good to bad, it's a change. So when we talk about change, even we need to know which kind of change we want in our society. So it's not like change. So anything, when somebody is doing some stupid thing, we say okay, change. Let's change also. No, let's assess in our society that is this sensible? Is it normal? Is it practical? Will it benefit us before we can accept the change? If not, we cannot. We shouldn't entertain those things. Yeah.
So I like the way you presented the argument, because you looked at it from a moral point of view. You looked at it from the social and cultural consequences it has on us as Africans, and it's really something really, really, really worth looking into. So this just leads me to the next question. So because when we talk about these LGBTQ, it's not something that we grew up to say. It's not something that was common in the African society. So what do you actually think of these people trying to introduce and trying to force these practices on us Africans?
I think that first and foremost, these people, first, they don't respect we Africans. They don't respect us, because most of these agencies that are pushing this in Africa, they cannot go to Asia and push these things in some of the countries in Asia. But they can freely come to Africa and push this thing.
Why is it so?
Because they don't respect us. Because Africa is one of the continents that most people don't respect, and any stupid thing they push to Africa because they think that we are weak. They think that because we are poor, because we depend on them. But yes, it's indeed that in terms of infrastructure we are poor, but in terms of culture we are rich.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of culture we are rich, and then the fact that we haven't had a good leader doesn't mean that we are stupid. It just by time, a time will come, Africa is going to grow, because things are not like this now. Things are changing, and as time goes on, things are going to change. So these people don't respect it. That's one thing, that they don't respect us, and they don't respect our culture. And to us be Africans, it will be stupid on our part to allow these people to come and destroy our culture. Because sometimes we talk about our forefathers. Our forefathers welcomed these people into our continent, and at the end of the day, they took us as slaves, and then they destroyed our land. They destroyed, they stole our gold. They destroyed our people. And now we are saying that we have been to school. Now we've learned, and now we know many things, and now we have now advanced. So if we are to sit down again and allow these people who came and took our people as slaves, now their great grandchildren are now here now, and now they are coming again to destroy our culture, our beliefs. That means that we are worse than our forefathers, because we know them, we have read their books, we know their plans, we know what they're doing, and yet we watch them and then we allow them to come and push what is destroying their society, and we say, okay, let them come and push on us. No, we have to stop them, because there is something that like there's something that they don't understand about us, because we are Africans, and African, we have a tradition, we have a culture, we believe in that lineage that was, when I am not there, my child must be there, because our fathers, when I'm not there, I will still be alive, because they see me through my child. That's why even in our society, when you marry, your parents are waiting that you have a child for them, because that child, even though when you're not there and they see your child, they become happy that at least you are existing, because they see your image in that child. This is our belief, this is our culture. So, for instance, it will be funny when I go home and tell my mom and dad that daddy, I want to marry, and then they will bring all the people from the village. So in Africa, when they want to marry,
it's always a celebration.
yeah,
I mean, like it.
everybody will come. Our grandparents,
sure.
everybody will
It's
come
always a
for your
community,
marriage, only for them to see a man standing by my side and say, "I want to marry this. This is a disgrace to my family. This is a disgrace. It is not acceptable in our society." So we cannot say, because we've been to school, because now we are, the world is changing, so we want to change. What type of change do we want? No,
Exactly.
we want a good change, not a bad change, not a change. So what I'm trying to end everything, what these people are bringing to Africa, why can't they bring something that will bring development to our nation? Many young Africans are risking their life, crossing the sea. Some die in the midst of crossing the sea to Europe, just to find a greener pasture. So they know that these young men are coming to our country in searching for job. It's not because they're coming to look at buildings, but this is a problem in Africa. And young men are risking their life. And the thing is that these guys, when they're leaving Africa, they know that the journey that they are embarking is life or death. But they risk their life, and most of them died on the way. So this is our problem. So and this problem is African problem. But if you have a care, if you love us, then why don't you come and say, okay, instead of us bringing gay and campaigning this, let's help Africa develop? Because you come and pick all the raw material from Africa. You pick all the gold, bauxite, diamond, everything from Africa. You come and feed this thing in your industry in Europe, in America, wherever you are. So why can't you also set up an industry in Africa whereby we can use the material?
Yeah, for sure, like a partnership. I mean, like you are good in technology, and then we have the resources, so it's form of a partnership.
And then there should be a way whereby at least to create job in Africa, because when there's job in Africa, these people will not cross the sea and come there. But the fact of the matter is that we are not saying that it is their responsibility to come and open industry in our country, but now that they have saying that they will love us, they want to introduce this case, we are saying that we don't need this. What we need is job. So if you can offer us job, good, come and partner. But this gate, we are not interested in it, because if you're not interested in our well-being, then why do you bring me this? Because it doesn't make sense. Why can't they go to Saudi Arabia and tell them to practice this? They are saying that this is a human right. This is a universal human right. So why can't they pick any good thing from Africa and also say that this is an African also culture, I think is good, so let's also make it a law in the whole world? But everything comes from them. So they are the human beings in the world. They only know the right thing, and they're pushing this thing to Africa. And we are still there absorbing anything they give to us. No, we must tell them the word. No, enough is enough. We have a culture, we have our belief systems.
Wow. Yeah. So just to round up with everything, I mean, like, because you talked about respect, them not respecting us. So we, the Africans, like you're saying, we have to rise up and say, stop. We do not want this in our society. Okay, that's right. It's actually good. So we are actually fixing something right there. So to round up with today's talk, because when we talk about the LGBTQ again, it's not just an aspect of, it's not just a sociocultural issue, but it's also spiritual. So as a man of God too, so can you maybe give maybe some biblical passages where these practices are actually condemned, or yeah?
Yeah, because the funny part of this is that these people, when they are swearing in their government, they lift the Bible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, yeah.
So, and when you are swearing with the Bible, it means that you believe the Bible, and the Bible is what is a sacred, you know. So what is it that they are doing something that the Bible speaks against? That it means that they are confused people. You know, they are confused people because you don't believe in the Bible, but you swear by the Bible, but you do things against what the Bible is what is also not in support. You know, so when you read a book of First Corinthians chapter number 6, verse number 9, it says that, well, don't you know that unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Don't be deceived. Neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor homosexuals, nor sodomite will inherit the kingdom of God. So the Bible have stated that what these people cannot inherit God's kingdom. And when you read Corinthians 2 verse number 8, he said that what, beware lest anyone cheat you through philosophy and empty deceit, according to the traditions of men, according to the basic principles of the world, and not according to Christ. So the Bible is saying that what, there are some theories which are what, principles of what, of the world, and they come with a philosophy. They speak with nice English, rich. They tell you all these things just to confuse you that, oh, love is whatever, and then they are coming just to deceive. Bible says, well, don't be deceived. So I'm a Christian, and the Bible speaks against this. This is a demonic act. This is something that God hates. And there's a record in the Bible about Sodom. When they were engaged in this, God destroyed them. So this is something that even the Bible that they also believe is against. So it's not about we Africans. The Bible also speaks against this. And I think that we should not what, entertain this in our society, and it's not going to do us well, because we believe in God and believe that there's God in heaven, and we know even before the Bible, our traditional belief, you believe that there is God, you know, and God doesn't appeal, or God doesn't support this kind of acts in a society. And I think that it would be wise that we speak against this, and then we tell them that, yes, we love you people, we love you, but you need to seek help, because we are not going to normalize this, but you need help. Seek help. You need a pastor. You need a pastor. Go and see a pastor. Go and see a doctor. Go and see a psychologist. You need help. There is a way to this, because I've seen many people who found themselves in this, and then we prayed for them, and then they were delivered from this kind of demonic act. So I think that they need help.
Yeah. Either you visit a pastor, you go to a psychologist, a doctor. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much, Brother Emmanuel, for all the inputs you've into this very important and sensitive topic. So if you have, let me say, like 5 words for the viewers, what will you say?
I will tell them that they should prepare for the coming of God, because all these things are preparing the way for the coming of Christ. And Christ actually made mention of this, that a time is going to come that people will turn against God, and then people will purpose in their heart that they are going to do things that will provoke God. And that's what people are doing, because we have men who have money, and they are using this money to push this agenda, and they are targeting continent and then countries. So it should be a warning to all of us that let's prepare yourself. If you haven't given your life to Christ, give your life to Christ, and then make sure that what you are saved, because the end is near and God is going to come. The Bible says that what, if God did not destroy this generation, God had to go back and pardon and beg the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, because the kind of sin they committed and then he punished them. We are doing the same thing now. So if God is not going to punish us, then God have to go and beg them. But definitely God is going to come, and then we need to prepare ourselves and then make ready. Don't expose yourself, because it's a demonic act. As long as you expose yourself, you will also be possessed, and the devil will use you for this ungodly act. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Brother Emmanuel. And please, every Wednesday, don't forget to watch him on Munjang TV, 5 p.m. with the weekly meditation. So thank you once again for watching, and please don't forget to share the video, as well as always regularly check the page, and don't also forget to follow the page. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.